Tinder is a mobile app that allows you to connect with other individuals who are looking for either romantic or sexual interactions.
To gather data, we surveyed 213 18 to 25-year-olds about their experiences with Tinder, using Facebook, texting, and email to gather responses. From our data, we gathered that interactions on Tinder are for the most part anonymous, allowing people to create and put forth the identities they choose. These identities are often oriented towards being more confident, more direct, and more sexual.
94.7% of survey respondents agreed that there is a difference between flirting in person and flirting on Tinder.
44.5% of those respondents cited reasons for this difference having to do with the anonymity of an online identity.
So what does identity have to do with Tinder? As with any social media platform, you create a profile. The images and information you choose to upload serve to create your online identity.
In Identity and Interaction, Hall and Buckles assert that because identity is inherently relational, it will always be partial, produced through contextually situated and ideologically informed configurations of self and other.
The partialness principle states that any performance of identity is contextual and incomplete. Online, we see a portion of people's identities that is not a full and complete representation of their identity.
In addition to creating your profile, you can reaffirm your online identity through your interactions. In online conversation, the time between responses can range from seconds to days, allowing you to take the time to craft responses that coincide with your online identity. One of the major benefits of Tinder is the relative anonymity of the app. The element of anonymity can give people the confidence to say things they might not in face-to-face communication. According to our survey responses, there are fewer consequences, less judgment, and less overall fear when communicating on an online platform.
Information technologies and modern societies supplement face-to-face encounters in allowing for people to engage in relatively disembodied performances for audiences unable to judge the legitimacy of these performances.
You can be anyone online because there is no way of determining the legitimacy or veracity of an online performance. This means that people can act more confident and direct than they might if they were to have an in-person interaction. One survey respondent said, "In-person reveals the real vulnerable you, which is a much more intimate way to connect than online, where you can craft your appearance, change your answers, and not show your face. I think Tinder would make it easier for people to put on a mask."
All of these various contextual factors lead to Tinder being an outlet for sexual discourse.
Kira Hall researched phone sex workers and determined that the lack of visual interaction led to more sexually creative and uninhibited exchanges. She writes, "The telephone is a medium that excludes the visual, allows for the creation of fantasy in a way that face-to-face interaction cannot. In the absence of a visual link, the speaker is able to maintain a certain anonymity that can potentially allow for a less self-conscious and, in the appropriate circumstances, more imaginative presentation."
The same principles can be applied to Tinder, which takes it one step further in removing the vocal interaction. Text messaging is completely disembodied. We propose that this is one of the main reasons for intense sexual discourse on the app.
Foucault argues that the more societal suppression there is surrounding a subject, the more incitement to discourse there will be. Because it is pragmatically inappropriate to be directly sexual while flirting in person, the sexual discourse emerges in online interactions.
We asked our survey respondents for some pickup lines they have seen, sent, or received on Tinder. These sexual pickup lines taken from our survey support our thesis that an anonymous identity on Tinder allows for more confident, bold, and direct sexual interactions to take place. The scope of our study is limited by the number of responses, the gender disparity in our responses, and the limited age group we surveyed.
However, as the Tinder generation, hopefully this data provided some insight into the ideologies and practices of Tinder users. So go forth, be bold in your anonymity, and swipe right, my friends.
Created using Powtoon.